And we are live. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing here today? Yep, so Carl here has just pointed out that the Discord is 100% available for you guys to go ahead and take a look at. So for example, if you head over here to the actual Discord itself, if you go down to the Imperial Japanese Army, Imperial Japanese Navy headquarter channel, you'll be able to speak here to each other, so that's pretty cool. Thank you there to Carl to actually point that out. And yeah, we're going to be getting ready to go in just a moment here. So, who we got in the chat then? Hello guys, hello there, Justin Reichard, very early, Carl of course as well, being very early here. AT, No Name, Imperator, Salabin Sim, Tone, Justin, Dobry Anno, Lieutenant Rainbow / Commissar Roche JV, my favourite man from Bordeaux. Oh man, yeah, indeed, cry havoc and let slip the dogs of war, that is going to be definitely on there. On the agenda, I suppose you could say. I don't know about you guys, but I do feel a little bit anxious about this turn. I think it's one of those things of where there's a lot that could potentially happen this turn. I'm nervous about this. I genuinely am. I think we're going to be okay for the most part. Had learned their Soulfish, you saucy son of a bitch. Hello there, Joshua. How you doing there, my friend? Indeed. So, I don't know if we're going to see surface battle today. I don't know if that's going to happen. There's the full possibility he may change direction. We don't know what is on THG's mind here at the moment. And when it comes to the, well, obviously when it comes to his forces near New Caledonia, he may choose to head north, he may choose to continue south, he might even go in a completely different direction to one that we would have potentially expected. We do have the Fiji cover force set to reaction of 6 hexes, so we're going to have to see what happens here, really. Indeed. Metal fissures. Better metal snake. Right, we're going to go ahead and take a look then. Death Ride of the Cruiser Brigade. No, that's a really interesting name. Does he know that we know? I mean, I don't know. Does he know where the Fiji cover force is? It might have been detected by magic, I really don't know. Maybe he anticipates the fact that they're going to be destroyed, I do not know, but this is a rather interesting name in here. Hello there, Borean, how you doing there, my friend? When streamer thinks there would be a lot, what could happen is typically the most uneventful turn from whole game, yeah, I can imagine. Indeed, the New Caledonia force, that's going to be very interesting. And of course, when it comes to the New Caledonia force, the Fiji cover force, if you will, we did actually go through and change the captains of each ship. We also did change out the overall task force commander, so we do have the best of the best there in terms of our actual naval captains, well, naval commanders, whatever you want to call them. They are the cream of the Japanese crop here, to be honest, so it's going to be very interesting. As far as we knew, THG had not detected the Fiji cover force to the north there at Bellip Island. We don't know if that situation is going to remain the same. We don't know if he actually did have prior knowledge. It's really unknown at this point. Hello there, Paul. Hello there. 6 foot under. How you doing there, my friend? Welcome back to the stream here, my friends. Yeah, we are back in the War in the Pacific. Indeed, maybe he thinks Kitabutai is still nearby but unseen. Potentially so. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this then. This is going to be yeah. I feel like it's going to be an interesting one. I don't know what's going to happen here. We still don't know where THG's carriers have gone. We do have a sort of inkling of where they might be. I mean, we did have a report of some dive bombers, well, some carrier planes, well, carrier aircraft around the Johnson area, but we are going to see what happens here. Oh god, yeah, that sick reversal there. What if he's talking about our cruisers? Well, I don't know. It's going to be very interesting. He might maybe have a report indicating that the BBs are in fact CAs. He could be potentially talking about something in the Philippines over here, and it's really unknown. So we'll see what happens here and take it as it comes, really. Feeling the nerves. How are you guys feeling? Indeed, if you guys want to go ahead and take a look in the Discord channel, you guys can talk. Those of you who are in the Imperial channels, and of course in the Allied channels, you can talk in your varied voice channels. Okay, so we do see the forces still outside, while still to the east of Noumea. Okay. Now, we do see that there's actually an American force, or I suppose an American/Filipino force on Leyte. Okay, right, they're moving north. Oh, wow. Okay, well now this makes sense. This is indeed the death of the cruiser force over here then. Actually now, that bloody thing had ended up destroying like a force here. So we have the patrol craft Z-Man. Oh dear. Indeed. Hello there, Josh, how you doing there, my friend? Hello there, Dutchy and Unknown Person, how you doing there, my guys? So, of course, the Z-Man over here. Now, interestingly to note here, the level of Moonlight's only 53%. Right, I-23, what do we have here then? So, the Patrol Craft Reliance, that's really quite far out of the, Why is that so far out? Tiger and Reliance. That one really does intrigue me. I don't know why he would have them out here so far. I mean, yes, he might be hunting the submarines, but that's really quite far out. Unless he knew where they were beforehand, but that's still very far out. We've not previously seen him come this far out for his ASW patrols. Especially with patrol craft, that makes me curious. We'll take a look at that one later on. We'll see what happens, but that does make me curious. Son of a bitch, that would be our AV, wouldn't it? Where the hell's the Fiji cover force here? Yeah, that would be the Kiyakawa Maru. So he's headed north to... Where's the Fiji cover force then? Right, we'll skip this. We know what the results of this is going to be. Hello there, Talon. How you doing there, my friend? Okay, so the Kiyakawa Maru there takes 15 shell hits. Where's the Fiji cover force? I mean, we've headed down to Noumea. Where are they going to be? Now, I've got a good feeling here that Kiyakawa Maru is going to go down, but we can see here this is the New Orleans, the Australia, the Canberra, the Light Cruiser Perth, Sarah, series, Eldon, Barker, and Edsal. Where's the Fiji cover force? Where are they? Now, Kido Butai is moving south this turn. Oh, she actually managed to bloody survive, but they're going to chase her down. Okay. That is, yeah, so Kiyakawa Maru goes down there. Where's the Fiji force? Fuck's sake! Where the hell's the Fiji cover force? The Fiji cover force has fucked up here big time. Okay, yep, this is going to be a very interesting one. We do have 2 destroyers in this. We do have 2 light cruisers here. These are the old type, but these are our troop support here. This is definitely not what we wanted. Right, torpedoes are out in the water here. We need something to be pulled out of the back. This is probably the worst it could have gone here. Where the fuck is the Fiji force? We need to slip away here. I don't know where the cover force is. I genuinely do not know where they are. I mean, this is bad. Very bad. Okay, of all the ways I could have expected this to have gone, I generally didn't want this to happen. I don't know where the Fiji force has gone. If they've retreated, I'm going to be very, very annoyed. We'll see what happens here. I mean, we do still have 2 cruisers here. We do have 2 destroyers, so at least there's potential to to maybe hit out of them. Yeah, why'd you give your command to a pet rock? Oh, be positive here. Critical damage aboard Kashima. I think we might have had the Fiji cover force miss them. Right, Mokizuki's getting into the battle here. We may yet make it. We're going to speed up the results here, just see what happens. Yeah, something's going to go down here. We do have hits on Canberra, though, it seems. Yeah, the thing is they can't retreat from the Seaver. This is gonna cost us. Kishima goes down. And one shell hit for our troubles there on the Canberra, and one on the bloody 122 casualties there. The transports aren't too bad. That's a shame. See, we didn't expect them to go north. We expected them to go south, but I suppose this is it. Then again, we did expect the Fiji cover force to intercept them. It seems like the Fiji cover force perhaps has missed them. I don't know where they are at the moment. I don't know where they are. Kotori is still there. She's heavily on fire here. Kishima has paid with her life to defend the lives of these men here. They may yet make it. Kitabutai may be even potentially within range here. Well, that does make me feel slightly better. It does make me feel just a tad better there. The interesting thing is, though, Kitabutai is going to be moving south this turn, and... Okay, that ruins my mood again. Yep, that's it, my mood is ruined. Fuck me. Okay. The good news is... The worst case scenario here is... I mean, it's a shame that we've lost another night cruiser. We have another one damaged. But at the end of the day, this is going to result in the death of 3 allied heavy cruisers. Or was it 2 light cruisers? Something just sank there. Hopefully Kitabutai can give reply this turn. I'm not happy. I'm really not very happy about this. Well, this is it. This is it. I mean, the issue was, we honestly expected them to go south. We did have the Fiji force, and we did expect them to intercept them in between. And we'd set things up on low threat threshold, we'd set them up with an escort. It's just a shame. But so is war, so is war. Okay, so is war. Right then, 108 coastal guns fire here, 76 casualties reported to the Japanese, 104 casualties inflicted upon the Allied forces here. 17 squads disabled. We do lose 1 squad over here. Ah, dear. Oh, did we torpedo a transport? I didn't see that one, sorry. Or was it the one that I had torpedoed? There's a lot going on at the moment, so my emotions are all over. I'm not, I'm not happy. I just want to know where the Fiji force is. It looks as though he's moving at full speed here. See, those people out there are like, oh yeah, XCRG's been too optimistic. But the thing is, if I'm not being optimistic, then there's no reason to play as the Japanese. We've got to have a go at it. Right, Seawolf over here. Our fortunes will improve. The worst case scenario doesn't look as it's going to pass. The transports did take a battering, but for the most part, the transports do seem to survive this. We did take 1 loss there, which was the Kishima. Now, the Kishima was a shame to have lost. She was really quite... I like those ships. I did like them. But we may yet score further prizes. Right, Pope. I've seen Pope before. I mean, the last time we saw Pope, I think, was near the Hawaiian Islands. So that's really interesting. So we do see a force over here as well. Something... Yeah, finally! Hello, and here comes sweet reprisal. The Fiji cover force finally makes their presence known. We need a victory here. We need a victory. Munster opens fire on the Australia. We need hit, gentlemen, hit. Nagato opens fire. Cacao takes a hit there. So we're at 17,000 yards here. For attacker, get involved in the battle here. For attacker takes a hit, fire on the bridge. Torpedoes out. Come on, gentlemen, I need to see hits here. Torpedoes out. Range closes to 12,000 yards. We need the battleships to hit. Mutsu takes a hit. She's on fire. Nagato takes a hit. Come on, guys. Right, we finally do hit the Australian. That is a big hit. Come on, guys. I'm not entirely impressed by the ability here of our forces, but then again, we are closing in. We will have victory here. I'm just worried about the enemy's destroyers. Torpedoes out here. Range closes to 9,000 yards. Right, we do land a hit here on the light cruiser, fires below deck. Come on, we need this to turn. We need the battleships to actually land these hits. The prize here will be New Orleans. Yep. The light cruisers there taking another hit. Oh, was it a 14 centimeter I misread that then? Come on, we need the big hits. We do have the advantage here. It's just finally getting... It's just... We need to land these hits, really. Brilliant. That's probably killed Cacao. Jesus. If we lose something here, I'm going to be very annoyed. Right, we've finally got a hit there on the Australia, but unfortunately it's not a big enough hit. Another hit, but still we need bigger hits. Mutsu and Nagato are really not showing their worth here. Right, Sarah's are taking hits, but we need to wipe this force out if we're to restore any honor. I mean, Kido Butai will knock them out the next turn, but I would rather see them destroyed this turn. We've lost too much. Right, Australia's taking hits. Some of their weapon batteries there disabled. Tatsuta's taken a hit there, her torpedo mounts have been destroyed there. I suppose this is the issue when we are going up against surface ships in a surface battle, damage is going to happen. I just need Mutsu and Nagato to really land a big hit. Right, torpedoes out. We need these torpedoes to actually hit though, that's the issue. Range increases to 16,000 yards. Oh, they definitely will be. Yeah, I mean, it was a nice hit on the Australia, but the thing is, we're just not landing the hits that we need here. I'm very much worried about Cacao. Torpedoes out. Right, Borrow's been hit there. Yeah, it's definitely not been the clean engagement that we wanted. I think this has been an absolute mess. I think the thing is, THG has ran these guys at full speed, it seems. Ranges at 20,000 yards. Right, Mutts are opening fire. Just land a... Right, there we go. At long last, we do land a big hit. That's what we need. The 40-centimeter guns are now finally hitting. That's what we need. Right, Nagants are opening up as well. Come on, we need more big hits here. We need to hit the New Orleans as well. Perf taking fire here. Severe engine damage. "24,000 yards, but the battle continues. And this is expending a lot of munitions here. Alright, go on, hit New Orleans with ideally something larger. 25,000 yards. Right, there we go, New Orleans has taken a big hit there. That is what we need. More hits like that. She almost got out of this battle unscathed, so that's good news. Come on, more hits. I don't know why the gunnery is so bad here. I know Japanese fire control wasn't spectacular, but come on. We're in our prime here. Magazines ordered flooded. Which ship was that aboard then? I didn't get to see that. Canberra did... Yeah, severe damage there to Canberra. I didn't quite get to see that last one there. New Orleans takes another hit there. Yeah, this is something of a slugging match here, but the thing is we do have the weight of arms to win this. Yeah, I think the settlers are going to go down here. I think my only worry here is Cacao. Right, Tatsuta takes a hit. I mean, Tatsuta's had some damage. And this formation is probably going to have to head back towards truck at some point to repair. Right, magazine flooded. Range increases 26,000 yards. I mean, this is where the battleships can shine at these longer ranges. Obviously with the big guns. I suppose accuracy is a difficulty, but the thing is, they don't have a huge amount of guns at this sort of range. It's only really up to the heavy cruisers and battleships. Yeah, we do need to regain the distance, you are right. Our destroyer forces are looking quite good here. Yabari doesn't look like she's taking much damage. I mean, the allied force over here has expended munitions as well previous to this battle, so they are at a disadvantage. I suppose the thing is we are still facing off against 3 heavy cruisers with 2 light cruisers and 3 destroyers in support, so it's not a tiny force or an insignificant force. It is a dangerous one. That's good. Yeah, I mean, this is it. Kidobutai might even be potentially within range. I'm not entirely sure where this battle's actually taking place, to be honest, so ideally Kidobutai might be within range to follow this up. We just need some lucky hits here. This is in the daytime, that's the issue. I think had this been at night, we would have been doing much, much better. The issue was that this force has actually bypassed the Fiji cover force. They've actually been able to sink the Kitagawa Maru, and they've sank Kashima, the light cruiser. They managed to get behind us, and this force, yeah. Shame, really. Right, so it's taking additional hits there. She's pretty bloody buggered. I'd like to hit the path a little bit more. If we can close the range, then I think we can finish this. But this is very long range combat, really. Right, range is closer to 21,000 yards. Here we go. Right, Mutsu did take a hit on the actual gun turret there, but the armor is phenomenal on the actual turrets. It could have gone very badly wrong there, had it been a lucky hit. Storm found on Ceres. New Orleans takes a hit there. Superstructure hit, which is a shame. We need something more substantial than that. Indeed, the range is closing. It's been a very emotional turn so far, hasn't it? 18,000 yards. I don't know what the munitions are going to look like for Mutsu and Nagato, but I think we should have the munitions to sustain this battle. We'll still have some forces in the area to bombard for the ground assault, but yeah, it's not going to be with Nagato and Mutsu. Yeah, radar's phenomenally good. Range close to 16,000 yards. I mean, they have, what do they, I think the Allied cruisers might have 8-inch guns, is it? I'm not entirely sure what they might have. Right, New Orleans did take a 20cm hit there. I didn't quite see where that hit. Right, Perth's finally taken a hit there, but it's only on the upper works. Superstructure hit. Still can inflict casualties. Yeah, I mean, this is a absolutely, this is a grinder fest here. Right, 15,000 yards. Torpedoes out. Can we get some lucky hits, please? Oh, thank you very much for that Moonbeam, folks. That's really sweet, man. I think this is one of the longest pieces of combat we've seen here. Yeah, 8-inch guns on the heavy, 6-inch on the lights. Yep, 12,000 yards. The guards opening fire, 14cm gun there. So that would be the secondary battery, I'd imagine. I mean, Mutsu... Kakao taking a hit there. And Nagato and Mutsu do have the armor for this sort of battle. For attacker taking a hit there. Yeah, Ceres is just taking hit after hit. New Orleans under fire again. Return fire does not hit. Hayate firing on the Edsel. Kikuzi firing on the Barker. Barker's not looking too great. Yeah, I mean, this is it. The big guns should start hitting at these closer ranges due to increased accuracy. 8,000 yards. This is basically knife fighting range. Torpedoes out again. Kakao takes another hit there. 13.2mm AA gun destroyed. Yeah, I'm not feeling too hot about Kakao. She may suffer for this. Please start hitting Ceres. Torpedoes out. Yeah, she's taken a lot of shell hits. Right, Perf takes another hit there to the belt armor. We don't see any real substantial damage. Torpedoes out. Right, we do hit the New Orleans with the 14cm gun on the belt. And again, superstructure hit. I'm not entirely sure what the weather is, to be honest. Really not sure what the weather is. Nagata takes a superstructure hit. Australia takes a hit there. Explosion of the superstructure. Torpedoes out. Torpedoes out. Yeah, I mean, the belt armor's okay. Right, Barker hit again. And this is it. It's not going to be many times that we actually see a surface battle like this. Right, range closes to 8,000 yards. Right, Mutsu is using her secondary battery, it seems. Right, Tatsuta takes a hit there. And these crews are good. I think it's just... I don't know. I don't know what the actual circumstances are here. It might be... it's hard to say. We don't know what the weather's like. We don't know really the details of the situation. It might have been that the Allied force was moving at top speed, well, full speed. It's really hard to say what has actually occurred here. Yeah, I mean, this is it. We do have more ships. We do have the armor advantage as well in the Nagata and Mutsu. And Nagata and Mutsu should actually have the secondary armament still remaining. Right, range increases 13,000 yards. Something's going down here. Oh, something's been abandoned. Oh, so Barker's gone down. Yeah, the Barker has been sunk in the battle here. That's good news. At least we can concentrate farther. Fire further. New Orleans taking additional hits. Fires on the main deck. The thing is, we need to either finish them in this battle or have Kiributai finish them in the next. Yeah, they had the best one, actually. Well, what I mean when I say like full speed is I'm talking about obviously that his force did move around past Bellap Island, so I'm going to say that they were put on full speed beforehand. I know that they do move at full speed during combat, so it's just turn of frags there, really. New Orleans hit. It's going to be very interesting to see the results after this time. This is going to be a long turn. Yeah, Barker just went down there. Range increases to 22,000 yards. 26,000 yards. Task forces break off. Okay, so not quite the amazing victory that we were hoping for. Yeah, for attacker, heavy fires, Cacao, heavy fires. We're not seeing heavy damage, thankfully, but I don't think we're really out of the woods yet. Nagato's on fire there, but to be honest, the damage to the rest of the force, barring Cacao and Furataka, is pretty negligible. We do see 10 shell hits on New Orleans. The hard part is obviously it's going to rely on damage. Australia, 7 hits. Canberra, 5 hits on fire. Not a major result there. We did sink the Barker. But the thing is, we have lost an actual light cruiser, but I think the Ceres is going to go down here. Right. What is the actual weather here? So we did obviously... Right, overcast conditions, okay. Range 17,000 yards. It's going to be a very interesting one. That was a very, very long combat. Yeah, near Bellap Island. Yeah, so it's actually over here. This is what I was talking about. Right, seals over here. Depth charge and the seal. Yeah, I mean, Kidobutai might... Oh, right, we actually did hit seal here. That's really good news. And this is it. There's always the possibility that Kidobutai might be within range. They aren't going to be too far away. I don't think they'll be within range, but they will definitely be within range tomorrow. He's not going to be moving out too quickly, so the good news is if we can get Kidobutai within range ASAP, which I think we'll be able to do without too much of an issue, then we should be able to potentially finish the battle from the air. Now that's looking good here, so Seal's taking some big hits there. Yep. Okay, she's been hurt quite badly there. Well, I say badly, she's been hurt. It's not often that way you see penetration there with the depth charger, so this is a good result here. I think we've only ever forced a submarine to surface once, so this would be quite good if we could force it again. Yeah, sure, seeing a little bit there, Major. I'm gonna need some counseling after that battle. I mean, we did lose a few casualties. Yep, 7 hits here on Seal. She did get hurt there, so that's good to see. Oh, hello! Oh. Oh, why does the game tease me like this? Why does it do this? Oh, you son of a bitch. Okay. The troop transport warden. Right, we're aware of, like, 2 formations, well, 2 flotillas out here, so we are going to hunt them down. We were going to pull these submarines back this turn, but we are going to hunt those guys down. Dear, that hurts. You're right there on V14. I'm not entirely sure what that means. I'm sure somebody will be able to answer that one later on, actually. I really wanted to hit that troop transport there. Right. I don't know, I'm not... We'll see where Kidobutai might be. I don't think they'll be within range, but there's always that chance that they might be just. Hard to say. Yeah, looks like they're going to be... Oh, hello. Cargi turning back there. The aircraft are out, which is interesting. They may yet strike. Yeah, it seems like we're using the Mark 14s there. It's not often that we have a hit but no explosion, is it? Definitely not often. Right, so we've landed at Kuantan. Okay, so we have a couple P-35As versus a Ki-27Bs. I predict victory for the P-35As. Now, we should actually take Clark this turn, which is going to be quite good. Interesting that he's actually fighting us here in the air. He must be looking for some easy kills, perhaps. I'd imagine that was due to the bombers going in unescorted last turn, but obviously that was due to, I'm going to say weather conditions, perhaps. P-35 damage, spins away on fire. The P-35 is not doing too bad here, actually. I'm not going to lie. Not doing too bad. I suppose this is the only sort of engagement that they're actually sort of suited for. Honours at stake, yeah, definitely. Barker was commissioned in 1990 and survived the war. Well, she's not survived this war. Okay, to speed up the results here. There we go. So, those results might be quite different afterwards, but one of the Lilies is damaged there. No hits on the ground forces as it seems, but the thing is a lot of these ground forces have pulled out there. Right, our formation is above the Chinese troops over here to the north of Wuchao. Oh, is it Wuchao? Yeah, Wuchao. 20 Allied casualties there, 2 squads disabled, that's good news. Ki-36, well, Ida's moving in there. Lily's moving in. Okay, we're continuing to hit the airfield here at Medan. Oh, wow. You know what, I don't know if I actually, yeah, did we? You know what, I can't remember setting them to, I can't remember actually setting them to ground attack, to be honest. I think we might have actually, forgot about that one. I think I actually set them to, hit the airfield, but I think I still had them set to ground attack. But that's actually a fairly encouraging result there. That's actually fairly encouraging. I mean, they're disabled, but that's not bad at all, you know. That's not bad. That's actually fairly light. Yeah, you know, Bellissimo. Oh, I know what's happened here. So, yeah, we've actually set both squadrons to attack Medan, but I think we... Oh, then again, no. That's actually... Okay. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that was a ground attack, not an airfield attack, Medan. Yeah, this is it. I must have forgot about that. I think we set them to attack Medan, and I assumed I put them on air attack, but ground attack seems to be doing alright, so that's not too bad, really. Huh. Yeah, they must be lying on the airfield, actually trying to give the impression of further numbers. Interesting. So there's still quite a lot that potentially may yet happen in this turn. It's very interesting to see that B5 and 2 Kates pulled back, which is really interesting. I really want to know what's going to happen there. I don't think we're going to see any strikes. Something's just sank there, it sounds like. Yes. I don't know whether it was ours or whether the enemy, so... Interesting. Airstrikes. Come on, the weather there. We might have even been able to hit them with the B5 and 2K, so that's a bloody issue here. I mean, hopefully one strike will be able to get through. We should... I'm praying one strike will get through. I don't know what they're going for, but I'm hoping they can make it. Right, the Sally's coming in over here at one child. Right, 22 casualties there. Yeah, Sarah's probably went down there more than likely. I mean, this is it. It's like... I don't know how much he's going to have to celebrate. Yes, he did sink an AV. Yes, he did sink a light cruiser. He did damage another one quite badly. He's damaged my forces, but the thing is, my forces... Well, our forces may yet live. And this is the thing. Our forces may yet live, and his heavy cruisers face annihilation if Kidabutai comes within range. And they look like they're potentially in range. It seems like only the weather is stopping them from hitting them now. So, give or take... Here are the carriers. Right. So, this makes complete sense, yeah. So this would be the carrier force over here, then. Now, this is very interesting. So he's hit the port 3 times here. He must assume that there must be something in the port. But there is, of course, nothing in the port over here. Yep, there's absolutely nothing here in the port, so this is quite good. So he's effectively wasted his forces over here. He has revealed the position of the American carriers again, which is fantastic. We know where the American carriers are now. That is going to give us a lot of operational flexibility for the raids towards Australia. It's going to take him a few days to even get down to the area. But, yeah, we know where the American carriers are now. We can move these submarines to potentially try and intercept. I'm still hoping that we'll see an airstrike from Kidabutai. I don't think we'll see that. Oh, come on, please. Yes! 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 Oh. Fucking hell. Huh. Jesus. I am really happy there. At least we're causing some damage. Thank God for that. And she goes down. We haven't pulled a Yamamoto. Kidabutai is all one. Right, Fresher hit, but no explosion. At least we've restored our honor there to the Japanese submarine. Well, to the Japanese Submariner and his torpedoes. I'm so glad that we did hit that son of a bitch in the last few minutes there. That was beautiful. Oh, God. Right, here comes the land phase. It's been a very eventful turn. Yep, deliberate attack over here at Clark. So there are just a few infantry remaining. Yep, he's not going to have anything to stop this. Clark is going to fall. With Clark to fall this turn, we'll begin to rest here and prepare for the siege of Bataan. Yep, this is going to be a really nice banzai. Therapeutic, if you will. I mean, we do see a lot of US assets off the coast of the USA, so we are going to be pulling back. I mean, we're going to be pulling back these submarines no matter what, anyhow. Wow, the Wharton had 3 battle stars. It looked like Kiributai was trying there. Tried to warn you that THG were pushing for the west coast. Yep, and Clark has fallen. Yep, they surrendered. Fantastic. Okay. I'm not surprised as well, but this is brilliant. Okay, 741 Allied forces march into captivity here. And with that, Clark has fallen. And with that, we've secured the largest airfield in the Philippines. We're going to have to begin to prepare now for the siege of Bataan. We might be able to accomplish this with about 2 divisions and the rest. I think the armor's going to go elsewhere. Okay, that's actually a surprisingly strong force over there. That's a surprisingly strong force. We are going to have to look to reinforce that, aren't we? 151 casualties reported there for the Japanese. Thankfully, these are disabled. Yeah, well, we've landed, and that is the hard part. We'll use air power then to support them. And Kukong is going to fall here today. No Tokyo rose for, well, for Clark, it seems. But Kukong has finally fallen without a fight, which is important there. We should be at Loyang this turn as well. I can't see the comment of who... The last guy there to comment, I can't actually see your comment. It's in black right for some reason. If somebody could like copy and paste his comment, I really can't read at the moment. It's actually in black. It's like black and black. It's weird. But that was a very eventful turn there. Okay, everybody's comments are coming in black here. That's weird. Huh, that's very strange. Just have to tab out here in a moment. Yeah, we've seen a few US forces there off the coast. We're going to have to look towards actually moving our subs there to intercept them. I don't know why everybody's comments are coming out black here. That's weird. Okay. Right, let me just sort out this with the comments. Just so you guys know I'm not like talking crazy. So I don't know what the hell this is about. Why is it coming out like this? Okay, what I'm going to do here then is just quickly refresh this and just see if that fixes the issues, because it'd be nice to actually read people's comments here. Otherwise it's going to be kind of awkward. Alright, there we go, that's much, much better. That was weird. That was very weird. We captured Hong Kong by force, of course. Okay, so, first things first. Yeah, is a... I absolutely hate when they do things like that. Okay, Nagato actually took a fair bit of damage there for Taka Kakao. Hayate. Yeah. I mean, Kiributai is going to be within range. They're within range now. We will see the plane strike. The 61st Naval Guard has survived over here, thankfully. Yeah, Nagato and Mutsu expended all of their main armaments over here. I think what we are going to do then... I mean, this is it. These guys... Yeah, thunderstorms over here, no wonder they weren't able to get into contact. It's always a very difficult and confused situation after the results of the battle. Yeah, what will they name the business school now? Oh dear. Sorry, American... Allied submarines, I should say. Okay. Well, yeah, Kiributai is detected now, so he's going to be aware that Kiributai is in this area again. Unsurprisingly. See, the issue is, it's hard to predict what the enemy's going to do. Like, we assumed he was going to be headed to Noumea, I mean, might have been prudent potentially have kept them around Bellop Island, but it's one of these things of where things are so very much constantly evolving, it's impossible to predict what is actually going to happen. But it could have gone better, it could have gone far worse. Okay. Yeah, I don't think the Allied cruiser force is going to be in an amazing state of affairs right now either. What we're going to tell them to do is go low. They're going to head towards Bellop Island. To be honest, it's one of these of, do we head towards Bellop Island, considering the fact that there are 2 submarines over here. It might be the case that we actually head out towards the seas over here. Yeah, these forces, they've been told, yeah, they've headed out here to retreat then. Yeah, had this force been intercepted, that would have been bad news. It might be worthwhile. Well, it's a hard one to say here. I think we'll make that decision later. 2 more AMCs over here. What's up, that AT? How you doing, my man? So what does he know about? So he's lost sight of them, so he doesn't know they're there. Yeah, Katori took a big hit there. She's taken a big hit. We'll go for the cruise speed then, of course. They're going to head towards Luganville. Heavy fires here. Thankfully, she's only carrying supply, but I don't want to lose anything. Cacao, not too bad. Fires are manageable. It's the flooding that's rough. I don't know about our very own Midway. We won't see carriers on carriers, but we are going to see... I mean, I suppose this is it. Oh, the American carriers are way... They're over here. The American carriers are here. Or one of them are there. It might be just a single carrier force, or a single carrier. But either way, the American force here is, yeah. Well, this is it, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is it. If our ships don't have any ammunition, what about his? Yeah, absolutely. We should be able to rearm a truck, actually. If not now, sooner or later. We are moving another naval headquarters up this way, too. The port here is going to receive an additional... yeah, it's going to take some time here. We are going to be sending additional engineers here, so either way, we're going to have them sent to truck afterwards. Obviously, they can repair there. By the way, in the future, you're going to force his hand to defend an island with his carriers while you still have a carrier and pilot advantage. I think the thing is, when it comes to, like, trying to force THG to do anything, it's a difficult circumstance. See, the thing is, if we engage in carrier-on-carrier action, we can't afford to lose a single carrier. We could sink all 3 of his carriers, we could sink all 4 of his carriers, we could sink all of his carriers in one battle. Which would be nice, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't say, yeah, I wouldn't say anything against that. But if we lose a carrier, it's not a good exchange rate. Yeah, Commerce strikes back. I mean, it's interesting. It looks as though he's moved here at full speed. It is interesting. It's a shame. It is a big shame that our B5 and 2Ks couldn't locate the enemy due to the weather here. Had the weather been clear, then they would have been in here and they would have been causing absolute havoc. But, yeah. He's going to know that Kiributai is there now, and really it's going to be rough for him. It is going to be very rough for him. Yeah, Nurse Wrecked is a good title. And the thing is, we're going to... Well, this is it. It's like Kiributai can be here tomorrow. You know what I mean? She's going to catch up. And the thing is, even if he moves out at full speed, then the aircraft still are going to have range in between this. We're going to have the submarines keep a guard on Numea. Yeah. The ammunition carriers are going to be absolutely essential. We do have some on the way, actually. They'll not be able to load the 16 inches. Don't worry about that. We know that one. Yeah, forecast is fun there. That's a shame. I mean, this is it. I mean, the main armament won't be able to be reloaded on the battleships, but I mean, the main armament of the actual heavy cruisers will be able to be done. Okay. We'll really have to think about this one, how we want to really react to this. Okay, so this force is undetected, so we're going to take Vaitupu next turn, ideally. I think the issue is over here at the Philippines. We've landed, thankfully, but there's more men than I really was expecting, which is a shame there. So we'll take a look then at supporting them, and we do have this force over here. They potentially lay down a bombardment. They're low on ammunition, but it might be worthwhile to just bombard them here before they actually leave. We do have additional men that could be moved in here to actually help out, which is definitely doable. Yeah, so we do have a Sasebo 2nd SLF on their way already. What we're going to do is actually route them to actually head out and join our forces at Kagayan. There's a lot of supply here. What's the actual situation on the ground here? Right. Do we still have men aboard here? We seem to be lacking our guns here for the most part. Did I start the conversations? The conversation should be going on in the Discord if they're going on at all. I'm actually in full screen here, so I can't tab out. Okay. Now I do wonder, what's the size of the port here? It's a size 3, so we won't be able to rearm at Babal Dawab the bigger guns, I don't think, without a decent amount of naval support. We do have 120, so we'd have to double check that. But we're going to look towards sending additional men over here. We do have a Singapore Express that could lend a hand with additional, well, with the actual aircraft potentially. We should be alright here, but I'd like to reinforce this 16th Regiment. Yeah, I mean, what's the actual terrain over here then? The terrain is rough, so they're not going to be wiped out, I don't imagine, but I'd like to reinforce them nonetheless. Okay, can you check the plane losses? Yep, indeed, we'll take a look at that. Today. Right. We're not seeing any outstanding losses here then, so it doesn't look as though there was any aircraft aboard that troop transport there. And again, I don't think they would be aboard that anyhow. What was the eventual outcome of the Caledonia clash? Well, unfortunately, our forces have split. Well, Kidabutai did try to intervene here. She did try and, well, she did launch 2 squadrons, but the weather was, the weather has been harsh. So we have thunderstorms over here. So we do have the battleship Nagato, Futaka, and Kakao, and Hayate over here, well, Hayat, however you want to say it. The battleship Mutsu and the rest here are functional here. So I think what I'm going to do is actually have them head out here to join this force, to join the other battleship. I think and this is it, I'm surprised at the damage taken to Nagato. Kidabutai did try to launch, but the weather wasn't allowing it. The squadrons were called off, but they were within range. So the thing is, Kidabutai is going to be within range, definitely this turn, and she's going to continue to be within range. So I think Kidabutai is going to end this fight either way, to be honest. Ideally, Kidabutai can launch her planes before any naval combat here. Yeah, he's moving east. It's going to be a difficult one. We might just have to try and swing back towards Luganville. Okay. We did manage to sink a troop transport off the coast over here, so we do see another troop transport. We do see something else over here as well. We know there are enemy cruisers, well, know there are enemy transports out this way. So the good news is, yeah, there's a good few submarines over here. We were going to be pulling back from the US coastline over here, so this is good. Right. They lack the main armament, munitions. Yeah, we do need to withdraw, I know that. I mean, Mutsu does have a secondary armament, which, I don't know. I mean, with the Allied force, I think the issue is even magnified further. And obviously, he was in combat before that. The landing forces over here did take some damage, but the 61st Naval Guard is intact. They're going to head back to Luganville. Yeah, we did take some casualties, but they survived. Yeah. We do have float planes in this area. We have float planes over here at Luganville as well. We were to have some float planes over here at Bellap Island, but the Kitakawa Maru was sunk there. I think it's a shame. I think we were really hoping that we would have been able to intercept his forces out here, as we did think they would be heading down here to Noumea. But unfortunately, that didn't transpire. See, the thing is, it's like this argument of the Allies don't care about early losses. The thing is, it's like, it's all well and good saying they don't care about these losses, but the thing is, it's like they have to get to 1943, they have to get to 1944, they have to get to 1945. It's no good saying what I'm going to have next week if I lose everything today. I know that's a poor argument, but what I'm saying here is that he can't discount these losses. These losses will have an effect, and they will be losses next turn. And this is it, it's like, yes, it's not going to have a war-winning effect. We're not going to win the war by sinking these ships over here. Yeah, the destroyers have low in ammunition as well. But on a short-term basis, this is where we can inflict damage. And this is where we can score these little victories that do allow things to actually happen. We do have to... I know some of you are going to be mad at me, but we do have to be optimistic. The 21st Air Fleet will arrive tomorrow. Yeah, I know about that one. I mean, obviously we wanted the supply over here. The issue with Luganville is obviously due to the size of the port there. Sorry, yeah, size of the actual port being too restricted. 1900 supplies on the island today, so that's good news. We need more, and obviously there is more supply over here. Just need to actually get it down there. Oh, of course, yeah. Right, I'm not demoralized. I think it's one of these things. It's like I don't like to see our assets lost. And we did take some losses, unfortunately. We'll take a look at the actual ships sunk here, then. So in the last turn, we did lose the Kashima, which is a shame. It's a nice ship. The Kitagawa Maru did go down as well, unfortunately. I mean, I'm not happy about losing the Kitagawa Maru. So you and me major in the same boat here now, aren't we? But indeed, yeah, she has gone down there. That was unfortunate. She did absorb a lot of ammunition there from the enemy force, so that might have actually gave us an advantage elsewhere. Barker is hurt. Wharton. We did get the Wharton at the end there, which is a nice, I mean, it's not massive, don't get me wrong. But at least it is another troop transport that's been knocked out. Ideally, we can knock a few more out. We are going to be expanding the port over here at Luganville. What I'm trying to do is actually expand the airfield first, and then we'll expand the port. I want to try and concentrate efforts on the airfield here. The issue is, of course, that we don't have a huge amount of supplies either. We do have additional forces coming in here next turn as well. We importantly have 3 AGs over here. Additional destroyers are here as well. I think I might actually have the destroyers detached to act as a, well, an escort, well, a guard in force, really. Yeah, I know. I mean, the thing is, this is it, I like Kotor and Kashima. I think they were really, I like them. I think they were handy and they were good for their sort of purpose there, really. I don't know. But either way, I think the best news here is the fact that Kidabutai will end this next turn. There's no two ways about it, she will end it. I would have preferred to have had Kidabutai remain undetected, but so is war, so is how things develop. Right, an interestingly low amount of anything down there. Yes, the AG does us no good then, Infinite, we are aware about that. The only reason they are there is due to the fact of actually carrying forces. Where are they? I think they're still out. Yeah, they're about here, aren't they? Yeah, the only reason why they're in here is because 2 of them are transporting, and Nishima does have some supplies. As soon as they're unloaded, we are going to get them out of there. They might be able to potentially rearm some smaller ships, potentially, but we'll see. Okay. And this is it. It's a shame that our big guns didn't land more accurately. That's a shame there. I'd be interested to see if anybody gained any experience there. But at the end of it, we didn't lose too badly. I mean, I don't think we lost. I think the thing is, it's like, this is going to be a victory next turn. We've lost a aircraft tender, which hurts. We've lost a... And the thing is, it's like I like the Kashima. But she's not like a front line light cruiser, really, is she? Yeah, I mean, that's it. As Infinite says, that I use these slow light cruisers in the fast transport task forces. That's why I liked it, to be honest. But our cruisers did take a pounding. Well, one of the battleships has taken a pounding, so obviously that's going to take some time to repair. But I think in all likelihood, as also we will finish this fight next turn, it's going to see him losing there 3 heavy cruisers, 2 light cruisers, 3 destroyers, and that's... Ideally, we'll have that exchange ratio. The issue with surface warfare is the enemy fires back. That's the issue. Okay. Engagement does not look to be over. Well, the damage over here of this force is... See, this is what I find irritating. I really wish they wouldn't split like this. Nagato did take some hits there. Flotation damage is low, engine damage is low. So, well, it's moderate. It's meaningful. I'm not going to discount it. Cacao has got a bit of flooding damage here, but they'll survive this if they can obviously get back into port. Australia is mission kill for a month or so. It lost an 8-inch turret, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is it. I mean, the actual landing forces, well, the forces bound for Noumea are still over here at Luganville. Well, to be honest, the lucky aspect of this is the fact that the 61st Naval Guard, they were intercepted by this allied cruiser force, but they did manage to survive. I mean, the Kashima and Kotori did really... They took the damage, they took the hits there, and that allowed the 61st Naval Guard to survive. Which is important. I do need these men out here. So at least they will be going on to fight again soon, which is really good. Okay. The Kotori over here, yeah. I mean, this is it. They expended all of their munitions. Everything was expended here. Only the AA guns, really. There's a little bit of ammunition here. But yeah, everything else is gone. Yeah, we're going to put them on cruise speed. Don't worry about that. Okay. We do have the I-175 over here. She's returned to replenish, but what I'm going to do is actually have her head down this way as well. Just an extra shot might be worthwhile. Oh, Iron Duke, you are such a ray of sunshine. Oh dear. 42 is Japanese prime time. I think the enemy will have a significantly higher disadvantage in the next battle with that cruiser fleet than you. Detach the crippled ships and have the rest pursue them. The enemy are hurt more. Well, the issue is we've lost the big gun munitions here. We do have the secondary munitions. We do still have the numbers here, which is important. We'll have no torpedoes. We still have munitions to fight. Not very well, but mind you, not very well, but we still have munitions. Well, actually no, Aoba does actually have some torpedoes left, which is very good news. I think when it comes to this, we might see additional battle here, but I think both forces are going to pull out. I'm going to say it's going to come down to the, the Kiriwutai force over here, which is going to end this. Okay. Right then. So, let's take a look at the rest of the results then. That's going to be where we need to see what's been happening. It was a very long time down here. But okay. Yep, so we have the tanker regiment coming down here as well. We're going to have to take a look at churn that fuel out. Right. Yep, our free oilers have arrived in this area as well. That's good news. So we do have another free oilers over here. Obviously, they've recombined over here to actually... Yep, we need to get them underway, but we're going to have to share that fuel out. So, Ishigaki. I'm just going to disband you for the moment. What I'm going to do here then is share this fuel. So replenish task force at sea. There we go. Now they're going to head back to track. See, it's easy to say that, Duke, but the thing is, it's not the reality. This is an important area. This is an important island. Of course, it's not the be-all and end-all. The thing is, of course, he could bypass it, but where's he going to bypass it to? It's not like the Marshalls. I mean, this is at the very limit of our operational ability. This is at the very limit of the logistics chain here. But once we do base aircraft here, this is going to cause issues. It's not going to end the traffic from the US to Australia, but it is going to hurt it. It is going to make things difficult for him. If we can build up here in a nice big way, we're not going to have huge a huge garrison, of course. But we are going to establish a pretty formidable presence here. And that's going to come about through having the aircraft. Now, the 21st Air Flotilla is going to be at Luganville tomorrow. They're finally going to arrive at Luganville. So at Luganville, we do have the 15th Base Force. We do have a couple engineer units. We actually do have the 144th. We'll soon have another force over here. So it seems like the 4th Infantry Regiment. I wonder then, were they actually unloading before they were like... yeah, it looks like they were told to retreat then. Yeah, the 4th Infantry is over here, so we're going to tell them to head back over here then, of course. Right, retirement is not allowed. You need to head into Luganville. At Luganville, we do have a heavy cruiser, we do have some destroying minesweepers, we do have some, we can try to put together something of a defensive force. We do have another 4 destroyers over here as well. So we will look towards actually having these surface assets set up to defend the port, if necessary. But yeah, I'm so very glad that Kinabutai is here now. I'm not gonna lie. Hello there, John. I'm always late, it so appears. So I'll go and wait for the stream to finish and see how well we did. See you later there, John. It was a very interesting turn. Okay. John. I mean, sorry, Duke. Of course he can do that. But what is that going to cost him? We're not just going to sit here on the island. We're not just going to sit there being irrelevant. He's going to have to spend further resources to head down here. We're not going to make that easy. We will look... I mean, New Caledonia is a first step. Then we will obviously look towards securing Fiji. And this is really going to be the limits of our expansion for the most part. But if we can actually establish aircraft in this area, it's going to cause him issues. We are going to be looking at raiding Australia. We're going to be looking at securing Rabaul. We're going to be looking at securing assets out here. And amazing, I just can't seem to get a break here on the reconnaissance. I do need to... Oh, right, you do have supply over here, though. So you should be alright. Yeah, you should be alright. We'll lower that altitude a little bit, then to 8,000 feet. Okay. Yeah, exactly, as Paul says, that it won't block the shipping, but it will reroute it. And it is going to... Well, it's going to be an interesting one. We're going to be taking some victory points down here. And New Caledonia is important for the fact that obviously it has the resources industry. Obviously it would cost us a lot of supply here to invest in that to actually get it back in action. I don't really expect that we'll be able to use it to supply ourselves, but it would be nice actually to own there. Okay. He should go for Rabaul yesterday. We have forces already on the way to Rabaul. Whereabouts are they? They're around here somewhere. Yes, here we go. So the 56th Division is heading for Truck now. The 56th Division will be really headed towards Rabaul within the week. So we will be taking Rabaul soon. See, the thing is, Duke, even if you do take away, there's been AIRs where it's been done, and it does obviously shut down this general area for a while, but it doesn't prevent the war, it doesn't stop the war. Yeah, you're right there. Your biggest fan on reconnaissance naval searches, you do not have much there. Naval search and reconnaissance are things that raise detection level. Raise detection level increases the likelihood of attacks and success of attack. You are absolutely right. We do have an increasing amount of assets heading down here. Oh no, you're absolutely right, Very Infinite. We're trying to get them into the area. Okay, it looks like it's still using submarines over here then. Right, so we should be at Lo Yang this turn. And we are. It looks like his forces have actually managed to make it in here. That's pretty good news. Okay. Yep, and we do have the 12th Army here as well. Right. Combat. Yeah, do that thing to Nanking that never happened. Okay. So I think we're going to go ahead and go with a deliberate attack then. So we'll order that across the board. Yeah, the headquarters is going to defend here. AT guns over here. Then our defense as well. The artillery is going to open fire. The tank's obviously going to join into the action here. That's good. If I can ideally slow him down. How is this force doing? They should be there next turn. I'm looking to try and close this road off over here, but I don't know if we'll be able to manage that. We are launching ourselves now over here towards Changsha, so that's going to be beginning shortly. The 13th Division is over here. We are looking to move the divisions over here from Xinjiang, so we should be able to start sending 3 to 4 divisions down towards Changsha now, which is going to be good. Okay. Once we have that... Yeah, I mean, this is it. We're going to fight the battle for Luoyang over here. I'm doing this primarily for, I suppose it's somewhat prestige, somewhat for the honor, somewhat for the enjoyment of the actual series here. But I think Luoyang's going to be nice to hold there. At least it does actually prevent the Chinese from having a position here to the north of these rail lines. Once Luoyang falls, we're going to have these men immediately turn around. They're going to begin to march, well, rail and march down here towards Changsha. Right. How are the forces doing over here, then? Of course, we did set them to rest to actually recuperate. Not too bad. I think we can afford another day or two anyhow. There's no rush. It will be reduced in time. I do have the mixed brigade there moving south, so they should be here tomorrow. It'll be another couple of days before they arrive to actually support the divisions here, but that's fine. Okay. A fair old amount of men there. Yeah, you're right there, Paul. Right then. Yeah, we're gonna hit Chongqing from the south, actually. Chongqing. That's gonna be the idea here. So, Kukong has fallen. What is Kukong's industry? Sure, take a look at that. And just resources over here. I'm not going to repair that. I'm not going to waste supplies there. Okay. So, an element of the 104th Division is going to be moving out towards Kanshan as well now. I don't think we've blocked off the roads here. So you'll still be able to draw supply from this road over here, and obviously these roads that head down here. Right. Are you going to start bombing Bataan? I think what we're going to do here then is get our forces ready. We'll assess the situation, but I'm going to rest my men primarily. We'll get everything sorted out, and then when we're ready, we'll make the push on Bataan. We might start bombing them. We'll take a look at that one. If I'm going to bomb them, I think I'm going to have my forces on the Philippines. But I think what I'm going to do here then is use the bombers at Wenchao. I want to really reduce that. The difficulty here is the actual terrain, so I'm going to keep focusing on Wenchao. Use the bombers there against them just to knock it out. Okay. So Kuantan is unoccupied by the Allied forces, so we will take Kuantan this turn. Or next turn, ideally. They're not able to launch a deliberate attack, which is irritating. It might be due to the fact it's just guns. Yeah, we're going to besiege Bataan. We're not going to attack it. Right, Naval Guard. They're going to move south. Yeah, supplies are a big issue over here. To be honest, what we need to do is actually organize a convoy of supplies to move down to Malaya from Japan, actually. Okay. Yeah, additional assets there of the 56 and other base force as well. So we have our Kishino over here, so our ammunition ship, she's heading towards Truk now. We do obviously have another repair ship over here as well, which is going to be very handy. Take a few days to arrive there, but when they do, they'll arrive in style. Elements of the Maizuru, but additional destroyers. Gunboats. Yeah, that does intrigue me as to why there's patrol craft here. I really find that strange. Well, patrol boats there. Moving northeast. I do wonder if he's actually pulling his submarines out of this area. That'd be intriguing. Yep, supplies arrive now at last. Yeah, man, Brunei needs it. Don't load resources, unload, I mean. Right, there we go. So we're going to unload the AA over here. Actually, what we got here, that's the 40th, the 47th, the 45th. Okay, cancel that. Okay, dock and unload. There we go. The rest of the AA guns are going to move into Miri. Or Myri. Or Myri. I don't know how you pronounce that. Yep. I suppose it's a fair amount of American forces over here, but the good news is they're not going to be terribly dangerous. They're going to hurt, they're going to be dangerous, don't get me wrong. But they're not going to be like... It's not a division, don't get me wrong. We'll send additional reinforcements there as well. But I think it's a case of where we'll just take things as they come, really. It's going to be a case of getting supply to those forces out there, really. Okay. Been a very interesting turn so far. At least with the fall of Clark, we're able to begin resting the forces now. We'll allow the rest of our forces to catch up as well. If I can reorganize them as well into their full units. Yeah, I'm still waiting for the cannon detachment. They're going to be there tomorrow. The good news as well, the 14th headquarters is closing in as well, which is fantastic. So we need the supply here. That's where we need it. Excellent. Is Clark on the rail line? It is on the rail line. Amazing. Right, this is really good now. So we can actually move our forces very quickly to Clark. Where the hell's the rest of your unit? Is it Manila? Oh, San Fernando. Yep, move up there to San Fernando. I like that fact that we have these bloody searchlights. Right, Manila. To wherever that is. Yeah, that's over there. Okay, it's not going to be any time soon then. Let's go to combat mode. Yep, so what we're going to do here then is we'll rest our troops. Need to reform the 81st. Okay. They're carrying, fortunately, a decent amount of supply here, which is very good. So we're going to tell them to head towards Gagayan. What I'm going to do here then is tell this force to actually meet them and merge. But at least we do have a pretty solid escort force. Right, meet them and merge. Yeah, this is it. I don't mind waiting for Bataan. I really don't mind. It's not like we really have much of a choice there, to be honest. So what we'll do then... yeah, Manila... Well, this is it. Obviously, we do have to defang Manila. We have to defang the mines around here as well. Right. Yeah, so these troops are going to go and rest. Now what we're going to do is begin to plan for Bataan. The good news as well is obviously the fact that we're going to have an actual core army headquarters next to them, literally right on top of them, Clark. So that's fantastic. So that's going to increase the ability of our forces quite nicely. But they do need that rest. Let's take a look at the state of them. Yeah, that's a lot of disruption fatigue. Yeah, they've earned this rest. all of them have. Tell the actual headquarters to plan for Bataan. Okay. So it's actually the state then of Clark. Yeah, he'd run out of supplies here, so no one did pull down. So we captured this with no supplies, which is a shame. Would have been nice. The port is undamaged. The airfield's undamaged. That's brilliant. Yep, set the army objective there. So what we're going to do then is actually go ahead and move our Air Force assets over here, where the engineers to Clark. At least from Clark, we're going to have... Yeah, I mean, you couldn't ask for any closer, could you? It's a very large airfield. It's going to be very handy. That's a fair old amount of men. The thing is, though, it's all well and good, but the thing is, it is going to be eaten into supply over there. So we'll besiege it, and eventually they will run out of supply. They've got plenty there, don't get me wrong, but the thing is they've got no way to replenish that. Once it's gone, it's gone. In fairness, we could just bombard them. And it'll take a while, but eventually we will win out. It's going to be a siege. Okay. To be honest, it's been a very interesting turn, but as far as it goes, the objectives are much the same. There's not too much else we need to do here in terms of orders, so things are more or less the same here. Yeah, we're going to move the air support there to Clark, don't worry about that, Martin. Take these guys over here, then move them out. Lovely jubbly. Shouldn't you wait for at least a week before you transfer wings to Clark? What if the enemy attacks from Bataan in a last-ditch effort? Yeah, I don't think they're going to attack from Bataan. If he did that, he'd really surrender everything he has. Are there any available Zero Squadrons to send to Malaya? The Zero Squadrons are all over here in Malaya. If it's not a carrier, it's in Malaya. And we've reinforced them as well, so 36 still, 2 planes to repair. 18, well, yeah, a fair old amount. Let's take a look at fighters. So we have here 132 in total. Sorry, yeah, 132 in total, 126 ready, not ready 6. That's good. You can use Bataan as a place to train your rookie pilots and bombing training. That's a good idea. That's actually a really, really good idea, actually. That's going to be quite good. Just bombard, high level, making them use flak, more supplies. Yeah, this is it. Okay. Right. Ha, good. Okay, really good. Right, tell them to dock. Well, they can't dock here due to the size, but they can unload. So unload their cargo. Yeah, I mean, this is it. I think we've really approached the air battle down here in a bad way. I don't think it's helped in any regards the fact that we've had bloody mistakes. I think THD's profited madly, just crazily, from the bloody mistakes we've made in the past. But hey, so is war, and I'm not going to get salty. At the end of the day, I've made mistakes, and I'm sure he's made mistakes as well, so it is what it is. I think it's going to be an interesting one. I think he'll be happy with this turn for the most part, maybe. But I think he's going to understand the fact that Kiributai is there, and that is going to be the end of it. Okay, so we do see a light cruiser over here, that's interesting. If Bataan and Singapore hold out for long, it gives time for the Allied naval and other reinforcements to build up, and you've not enough forces to attack Australia anywhere useful. Duke, it's not going to matter how long they hold out. I mean, obviously it does. I mean, if they held out 5 years, that'd be bad. But Batan's gonna fall. There's no way they can save Batan. I mean, there's a reason why the Americans toyed with the idea of the through ticket to Manila and decided against it. Okay. Indeed, shit happens there, HNDC. You are right, my friend. Okay. I mean, this is it. The thing is, it's like, as much as I love this series, I've learned so very much from it so far, and the thing is, it's like, I wish I could go back to day one and do it all over again. Things would have been so very much different. But this is it. This has been a series where we learn together. This has been a series where we learn together, we make mistakes together, we share the victories, we share the pitfalls, we share the victories, we share the highs and the lows, and we learn together. And it's been amazing. It's going to be one of these experiences where it's going to be ups and downs throughout. And hopefully we can achieve some, I don't know, maybe more ups than downs. That would be nice. Okay. Abadan should hold on 1 month at best, think it's same, allies do not have the access to do shit during 42. And this is it. I think we'll place 2 divisions on top of it, but then we'll move the rest out. The tanks are going to be moved out. I'm not going to use tanks over here. They're not going to be any use. The tanks we'll use, yeah. So I think what we're going to do here then is we'll rest our forces for the time being. We'll leave perhaps the 33rd or the 16th, 2 of these divisions maybe. Maybe 1 or 2 divisions, but I'm going to say 2 divisions. Maybe just as a casual baseline at the moment. But the engineers obviously will remain. The artillery will remain. But the tanks and the other smaller units perhaps will move out. Well, actually no, the tanks and one of the divisions will be moving to Mindanao. Yeah. I mean, this is it. I'm not well liked on the One Pacific forums, as you can imagine. I blame that a little bit on Matrix, actually. It's like, I think I asked them to share a link to the series, or to one of the series on the forums, and they shared the first ever video that I did, and it was awful. Obviously, that was the first time ever playing the game live, and it didn't go well, especially on the Coral Sea. Prefer to learn via your mistakes and a bit of bold saves to come against the AI. But now you're absolutely right there, Cola. It's like at the moment when I'm working on here myself, I'm working on a save, which is a play by email save as the Japanese, but basically it's like from turn 0. So the idea is I'm going to get it all set up for new players, and then what I'm going to do is actually have that available in the Discord, so new players and old players, whichever I'd like, will be able to take that save and have the play-by-email scenario set up for the Japanese from, the word go. So that's going to cut down the amount of time that people have to spend to set up a campaign dramatically. Same for myself as well. Singapore should hold out a month to 6 weeks, Bhutan should hold out about 8 weeks if he has enough supplies. We'll see. I mean, we do have the paratroopers over here now at Kotabaru, so that's very good. And from what I can tell, I mean, this is it. What we're going to do here then is we're going to have the paratroopers loaded, probably within the week. We're going to have the paratroopers loaded, and we're going to jump over to Kuala Lumpur. The good news is then that's going to gain us some time. He still has his forces down here at Mersing. Of course, we still have our forces. What we're going to do then is, once we do take Kuala Lumpur, it depends really on how we can split the actual second SLF. That's interesting, he's still got 2 armoured cars over here. Yeah. Opening your mouth on the One Pacific Admirals Edition's forums is an invitation to be attacked unless you're 100% correct. Even then, there are some posters that value dev comments over test results. I think it's one of these things, isn't it? I think the One Pacific Admirals Edition community, I think it's one of these. It's a lot of old hands there, which is nothing against that sort of thing, but I think it's one of these cases of where, I don't know, I think I view it more like the scientific community. It's like peer reviews and peer criticism, to be honest. Okay. No, you're right there, Cola. I mean, I don't know if I'd phrase it in that way, but I think this is it. It's like, new blood ensures that these games do survive, really. Yeah, no, there's absolutely amazing discussion on the forums. I mean, it's like, don't take this as a discount in other forums. They are fantastic. There is amazing people on there. And there's obviously the odd bad apple, but there's always a bad apple. You should play this game again as Japan, but with 3 people playing USA, Britain, and Netherlands. See, the thing is, it's like, it would be fun to do something like that. It's just, the fact is, the British and the Dutch don't really have huge amounts of assets, so it's not too particularly fun for them. It could be done, we'll see. A quick question, how does the radius work on Air Force Headquarters? So for Air Force Headquarters, it's the usual 1 hex. I think it is for Naval Headquarters. See, Infinite will be able to answer this one. I think it is with certain Naval Headquarters or Naval Headquarters in general, they're 18 hexes. But I think for Army Headquarters and Air Headquarters, I think it's 1 hex. The hex are in and 1 hex around. Though, I'm probably wrong in that one. I'm still, of course, learning the game myself. Just because I'm presenting it doesn't mean I'm a bloody expert. I'm far from it, and I'm the first person to say that. Which is why I enjoy this. It's really amazing to learn. I've got so many people here that are willing to actually put their time, I mean their bloody precious time, into helping me learn how to play the game. Which is amazing. Okay. Let's take a look at what's going on this time. So we'll take a look at the actual operations, operations report, not the combat. And I've just done it again. Right, here we go. Oh, that's a shame. One second, I'm just going to have to reload the chat here. It's doing that old... I don't know why it's doing that. It seems to do this thing now where the writing goes black, so that's a very strange one. Okay. Right, there we go, and I can see again. And what I'm going to do here then is... We'll go through things and we'll open this up in the windowed. Which will make things easier. Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, the Japanese setup one is amazing. I mean, for me, the next thing... God, this is it. It's like, I really want to learn how to play Grigsby's Bombing the Reich, and I'd absolutely love to try and play by email game of Bombing the Reich. I think that'd be really something very different. And the thing is, it's like, you know what... You know who I really do respect, and you know what I really do respect, is that I respect my opponent. I really do respect the historical gamer. I mean, this is not a game you commit to lightly. And it's, honestly, I've got to credit the dude. The dude's been amazing. He's a great opponent. He's had a lot of experience. Well, he's had a fair amount of experience in the play-by-email. Well, playing play-by-emails of this game. But no, man, I respect him. I think he's an awesome dude. Absolutely incredible. And I'm genuinely honoured to be doing this with him. And you know, I'm honoured to have you guys here. Okay, so we captured Clark, we captured Kukong. We did obviously take another island, well, we did take another base, but obviously that wasn't like a capture as such. So the loss of Kishima is admitted, the loss of Kitakawa and Maru is admitted. I mean, the Kitakawa and Maru would have been, it's a shame though, because he was very handy. But at least we do trade for Barker. Wharton does go down there. I think Ceres might have gone down as well. Well, see, this is it. I mean, what we're going to be doing here then, and this is what we were talking about, we are going to be pulling these submarines back from the coastline over here. And to be honest, that's coming at the best time. I mean, we're going to be able to, I mean, we might be able to hit another troop transport over here. We are aware of something else out here, so we are going to be pulling back. So this is coming at a nice time. And to be honest, I did think he was being very... I don't know, I don't know why. Even, I don't know, I just think it seems like some sort of oversight, to be honest, on THG's part. It's like, he should know that I have my submarines and they do have the range to reach the US coastline. I don't know, I think it's been a little bit of an oversight on his part there. I mean, this is it, we are bringing these submarines back because they're not entirely... They're not sinking the US fleet here. I mean, to be honest, it's nice sinking the troop transports. But of all the targets that we do want to hit is the tankers, to be honest. The tankers are what we want. Sub-operations should be built around the Glen subs. I mean, this is it. We've really... Like, I threw them away in the beginning of the series, and I really do regret that. We are going to have them brought in and given the Glens again, well, given search planes again, and then we're going to really make them pay. We need to get them back rearmed and given planes again. Okay. Yeah, exactly. As Ainju says there, we need to absolutely not discuss anything between the actual videos here. Like, I do not want to know anything that THG is doing. Same again for THG, he should not know what I'm doing. We need to make sure that we try and maintain this ourselves. It's one of these things where it's impossible for me and THG to really enforce it entirely, because at the end of the day somebody could just shoot their mouth off, which is a shame. So at the end of the day we do need to try and make sure that we can keep this as tight as possible, really. And of course we can discuss things with what might be possibilities, but yeah, I mean, ideally, no. I mean, I can understand people getting excited, but ideally we don't share any secrets. I mean, this is it. We need to keep these things secret. Okay. Slow interception is best in the middle of nowhere. Slow sinking, but best sinking, yeah. Additionally, troops halfway between West Coast and Hawaii are more at risk than those on the coast. I mean, oh god, absolutely. Yeah, they absolutely have to go quite far to get some repairs there. Okay, so go ahead and take it. I mean, this is it. It's actually, had it not been for the combat down here, it would have been a rather quiet turn. I think it's a shame. I think it was a shame that we did lose the Kashima. Right, so they're heading back there. We're going to put them on cruise speed here for the time being. Right, what we are going to do here then is, retirement is allowed here, they're set to Bellap Island. And what I'm going to do is actually tell them to head for truck. I mean, we are going to see our amount of surface assets drop in that area, but the good news is, obviously with Kitabutai on station here, we can, yeah, we do still have Hien, Kadeshima, we do still obviously have the Tonshikuma, Haguro, Abukuma, and a fair amount of destroyers there. Most importantly, the aircraft, of course. What about the north? Are we talking about north in terms of... whereabouts are we talking in terms of north? I've actually been deciding... Yeah, I think what I'm going to be doing here is actually taking the... is it the 5th or 4th Brigade? Or is it 56th Brigade? Yeah, 65th Brigade. Yeah, the 65th Brigade are going to be picked up by troop transports in the near future. I'm going to actually have them brought to begin a campaign against the Aleutian Isles over here in the next few weeks, actually. Yeah. Hello there, Joshua. Are you sitting in the doctor's office, man? And dude, I hope you're pretty good, man. Yeah, the tone was pretty loud, not gonna lie. The only real things you can talk about in public are battles which have already happened, ships which very clearly sank in battles were observed to sink by both sides. Yeah, I mean, this is it. What me and THD did discuss some time ago is, I don't know, it's really trying to find that point at which it's far enough in the past to not have an effect on the present. There will be time when we do have these like actual podcast episodes. We'll have to decide when that's going to be. Alright, okay, so we are talking about the Kurals and the Aleutians. Yep, I mean, I'd like to reinforce the Kurals. Like we did discuss not too long ago. Well, I did mention on the stream not too long ago that I would consider... I don't know, I've been kind of toying with the idea that it may be worthwhile actually sending... Well, this is it. I mean, I'm considering actually launching an Aleutian Island campaign. So what I've been considering here is potentially taking the Taiyo and Hosho, other assets potentially so as well, and actually having them escort the 65th Brigade up to that general area. As to whether the 65th Brigade is overkill or not is unknown, but I think I would like to actually have the escorts up that way, well, the carrier escorts up that way. We'll have Shoho soon, so we'll have a free CVL task force sooner or later. I think with the Hosho and the Taiyo, I mean the Hosho has an acceptable amount of speed, you can really rock it with the battleships for the most part. It's just the Taiyo has a really slow speed. It might be that we potentially use Taiyo to support landing forces up over that way. I don't know, I think we should still be able to make decent speed, it's just I wish that Taiyo was faster. If she had another 4 knots and was able to operate at the same speed as Hosho, that'd be amazing, but unfortunately not. So I'm very much contemplating actually having Fuso, maybe one of these large ships, maybe Hisei, maybe Hyuga, but I'd say maybe a battleship up that way. Even then, that might be a little bit too much. But either way, I'm going to look towards having these forces. I think I don't know, it's going to be a difficult decision here. We do need to send forces north towards the Aleutians to begin that sort of campaign in the near future. I mean, what we do have to bear in mind is that there's a very real prospect of the Doolittle raid occurring again, and it could very well happen. I really am mindful of that. So I would like to have a strong surface force potentially in this area, or at least a surface force in this area that could be potentially used to deflect the enemy. I'd love to have aircraft in this area. The thing is, I can't really spare them. I can't spare everything. We are on a tight budget as such. We do have searchcraft over here, but I would like to increase the numbers. Yeah, Infinite's right there. It's a very fine line to really take, well, really to walk on. I suppose the way to look at it is really, you can comment on obviously what's going on the screen without giving away THG's thinking. You can talk about what we're doing, not what he's doing really. Yeah, HN's right there. Yeah, you are right there. We did have some initially based over there, actually. Illusion Curage should not be built up until after April. They're in a cold zone. Yeah, that's quite right. Yeah, exactly. That's amazing. Right. So still waiting for these to be finished off over here. It's not going to be too long now, just a couple of days until we have more patrol boats. Yeah, I've heard about this. And you're absolutely right there. The the Kurils could really make or break Japan. It would be very unfortunate if we lost access to those resources and that oil up there from Sakhalin. I'm very tempted to send a strong force up there. Well, this is it. It's like me and THD were talking about this sort of thing, and I was saying to him basically that there might be people out there who are, I don't know, potentially giving away secrets indirectly. I mean, this is it. It's like, I do believe that people can get excited and give things away without meaning to inflict any harm, you know what I mean? It's like it can be done without malicious intent. But I think at the end of the day, it's up to me and THG, as at the end of the day, well, this is it, we do make our own decisions. Obviously, we do take input from you guys, but ultimately we do make our own decisions. So it's one of these things of, I suppose there is a little bit of a defense in against cheating, the fact that, well, if we think something's crazy, we're not going to do it. Hello there too, go, how you doing there, my friend? Can I tell you what ships are coming in, because that's public knowledge? I'd rather not know, actually. I'd rather not know. It's like, I know I could look it up, but I'd rather not know. As an exercise, select San Diego, then mouse of right, no bit travel distance, indeed. Right, so San Diego. Right about, okay, 1 second. Yeah, 113 hexes, that's bloody far. See, we did have a light cruiser and about 4 destroyers up over here, but I did peel them off to actually act as an escort. I think what I'm going to do here then, let's see. Yeah, exactly. Hey, you've not done anything there wrong there, Sean. No, don't worry about it, man. Yeah, don't worry about it at all, my dude. Yeah, see, the Taiyo really... She has more AA than the Hosho, but her sorties is much lower. I think what I'm going to do here is take Hosho. Okay, we're going to take Hosho. Let's take a look here then. So the 36cm guns. Are they all Fusos? So we have Fuso, and we have the EC. So it's between two classes here, of which we'd like to take. I think what I'd like to do then is potentially take... Ooh. I'd say Hyuga. She does have slightly more endurance. The firepower's about the same, but the AA, the extra additional AA is nice. See, the thing is, I'm actually lacking escorts over here. Really bloody lacking escorts. See, I've got a fair amount of ships over here that I do need to get moving. I need to actually use these somewhere useful. Okay. Sorry, what is that, Infinite? You want me to select San Diego again? Okay, we'll select San Diego. So, Rognema is 113 hexes. Quangeline is 113 hexes. 2. The Illusions. 17. 78. 76. 82. Yeah. Yep, so your point is proven there, Infinite. The fact is, obviously, yep. San Diego is, for the most part, just as close to the Marshals as they are to the Curals. So that is rather scary. 1950s Kiributai AAR from Rule the Waves 2 is going to be all giddy. And 2 carriers together is always better than 1 carrier. No, you're right on that one, actually. I'll concede that 9 Duke. You are right. Right. Quadrillion to Seattle is 111 hexes. To San Francisco is 108. Los Angeles 112, and to San Diego is 113. From over here to Seattle is 77. San Francisco 92. Los Angeles 102. To San Diego is 105. Yep, you're right. Okay. So we do have our destroying minesweepers over here, actually. How are the other ones doing? They shouldn't be too long. Congo is not doing too badly, obviously. The issue is, obviously, when it comes to the repairs, obviously they are working on the system damage, when they should obviously be working on the major damage first, but hey, that's a shame. I mean, Major has informed me that there are, like, ways to encourage the repair system, but I don't want to do anything gamey. Okay. Yeah, you're absolutely right there. The Mark 14, I don't think it's until like 1943, so it's not going to be for some while now. Okay. I need to gather some escorts. Right, I need to move these engineers. So then I'm going to go ahead and move into the port down here. The reason for that is so I can actually unload them, and then they're going to travel to Clark. Though, to be fair, I do have this field... What's this? Field engineer. Yeah, field engineer construction battalion. 36 engineers there. They would be better used elsewhere, to be honest. We'll get them moving and then I could look to separate them. These forces still march into Cacao. Oh, sorry, Cacao. How is your campaign in China going? The campaign in China is going well enough. It's going well enough. We've just... I mean, we do still have additional forces over here. Right, the 32nd. In fact, right. Artillery, artillery, artillery. Infantry. Right, their headquarters here, I'm going to tell that... Well, to be honest, let's see. What do I actually have down here? Yeah, okay, what we're going to do here then is I'm going to keep the engineer force, sorry, the headquarters force out here then for the time being, so I'm going to tell them to unpack. Now, I do have a fair amount of artillery here still. In fact, there's still a few divisions over here. Okay, that's really good then. But ignore what he says about pilot training. I like that, my man. Okay. So I do have the 35th Division over here. What we're going to do then is have them put on the rail lines. I'm going to look towards... To be honest, what I'm going to do here then, let's see. Set all to follow. Well, actually, set them to this operation mode, set all to follow. What I'm going to do here then is we do need to get moving more forces down towards Changsha. So we have a field artillery regiment, field artillery regiment, field artillery, field artillery. Okay, so that is 5 field artillery regiments. We're going to get these moving down here ASAP. Now, I do have the engineer regiment, they're going to move as well. This engineer regiment too. The 90th Division is going to move, yes. The 6th Army headquarters... we do have a headquarters already there. We might move the headquarters as well, actually. I mean, I do gain a bonus for actually having the additional headquarters in the area. Though I think it might be worthwhile, while the actual headquarters is actually loaded up, I'd have to spend 2 days unloading them perhaps. So while they're loaded up and ready to move, we could begin to move to like, to Wuchang this turn, give or take. And then if I can get a headquarters down there from the get-go, that's going to open my, well, open up my options there dramatically. I do think we're going to begin, yeah. I think we need to look towards delivering the knockout blow to the Chinese forces here, and that is going to be the Long March to Chongqing. So we're going to begin here. I mean, we've taken Kukong, so we need to march on, obviously, towards Henyang over here. We're going to move a couple of divisions over this way to secure Changsha. If we can try to force his forces to be split over here, or really force him to remain in position, it's going to be difficult for him as well, actually. He'll be facing a division down here, he's going to be facing a division over here. He'll be facing a couple divisions over this way as well. So it's not going to be brilliant. We'll have to force him to either just hold his position, move forces one way or the other, or obviously just pull back. He's not going to have a lot of options here. Okay. Note on torpedo darts in January 1943. Okay. All torpedoes with a dud rate of greater than 49 have their dud rates reduced by 20. Well, this is it. I mean, Changsha does have a lot of resources out there as well, which is really quite good. I mean, obviously, resources are something I really am interested in. There's some industry there as well, which is always very handy too. So we do have things there that we do want. But it is going to be all about delivering that knockout blow to Chongqing. So I think this is worthwhile. I am going to leave behind the 77th Infantry Regiment, though then again, let's take a look. The 30th Kankou and Taiping. Yeah. Okay. Speaking of this area. Ah, there we go. Okay, finally at last. Yep, here we go. So we're able to rebuild the 5th Division here. Fantastic. If you can get... Yeah, that's right. So there, HM, what do you say, my dude? Actually, you know what? I'm just going to just save it here because I can't see the comments for some reason. It's been weird. So what we're going to do here then is going to save it over this, and then we'll reopen it in the windowed mode. So turn 34, part 1, Titans Collide. Well, yeah, Titans Collide, that sounds about right. And try to expand through sun and take resources with big numbers. Yeah, I mean, that's what we've been doing here. I'm just going to reload this then, in windowed. Though in fairness, what I'm going to do here is open up the tracker. And while I'm here, I'm going to send the replay over to THG. You can take a look at it. Okay. So would be save number 3. Dot stress. Shocking, isn't it? I can sing as well as Pitbull. Oh dear. Right. There we go, we'll load the tracker. So the Mine 14 has a rate of 80 till January 43. 60, and then 10 after, yeah. And this is it, at least we get to enjoy the fact that our torpedoes will be, for the most part, superior. Well, they will be superior for a long time, which is nice. Okay. Interesting. Right, okay. Supposedly the Leander. I think that might have been the Ceres, considering she wasn't even in the battle. Seawolf there, supposedly reported sunk, but yep, she's still obviously operational, as we did see. Yeah, it's a shame. But it could have been far, far worse. I mean, the thing is, it's like the 61st Naval Guard did survive, which is really important. In our forces, did for the most part take a beating. I mean, one of the battleships did take a beating, but they can be repaired. I think the big deal here is the fact that THG, he did inflict losses there with the cruiser raid. He very much did. It's a shame that the B5 and 2Ks didn't actually locate their target. If they had, it could have been it would have been very nice. It would have been brilliant to see them destroyed this turn. But yeah, I think they are going to be destroyed next turn, and I think that's going to be the major thing here. Our ships will, for the most part, ideally survive, and his will not. So, it's one of these, is it worth it? Was it worth it? Ideally, we can make it so it wasn't worth it on his part. And prior to 1943, Japanese crew performed their SOB functions at 67% of their crew rating, while in 1943 and thereafter they perform at 80% of their crew rating. Yeah. Okay, so it's still complaining about the insufficient resources for light industry. Obviously, that's due to the convoys. We went a little bit over ambitious there. I suppose we're having 2 convoys from Port Arthur. Indeed, detection level, detection level, detection level. We do obviously have the seaplane carried out there. We also do have a couple float planes in the area as well. Float planes from the actual cruiser and battleships as well. We're just going to try and obviously flood the area as much as possible with float planes. Okay. Yeah, I'm complaining about supply over here, as you can imagine. I wish I could have actually seen how this played out, where the Fiji cover force was. It looks as if they actually had been bypassed, which is a shame. Okay, let's take a look at the industry. That seems like a rather large increase from like the War 2000 we saw. And the thing is, when it's all well and good seeing like the resource surplus, but the thing is the resource surplus doesn't matter until we can actually get it there. It's not going to be resources that we run out of anyhow. Obviously we still need to get them there, don't get me wrong. See, there was an argument actually, it might have been in the discussion, or the Chrysanthemum Order discussion. Now, we were talking... I can't remember what it was. It might have been in one of the streams. It might have been outside the streams. We were discussing... Actually, let's see here, then. So, status... Okay. So we do have the two Yunyos. We do have them on accelerated here at the moment. There was discussion as to whether it would be worthwhile to actually have the Yunyos. Well, the two aircraft carriers deaccelerated, obviously put back to normal construction. Obviously not have all those assets really focused upon them. Obviously this would then free up a lot of, well, additional points. Yep, as you can see here. Right, Ryuyo. Yeah. So if we took them off of accelerated construction, what we could potentially do then is look towards accelerated, potentially other ships to arrive, possibly destroyers, possibly other ships like LSDs, other potentially more useful assets. I mean, potentially submarines could be very handy. A Garno. Which is not going to arrive until March, which isn't too far away. I don't know, it might be just worthwhile to build these points up, perhaps. Maybe. There'll be something over here that could be worthwhile, potentially increasing the speed of arrival. It might be that we put them on... yeah, might be that we put them on the Kazagumi and the Makagumo. Obviously the Yugumo class of destroyer. Possibly onto the seaplane carrier. We'll have to decide on that one. I don't know. What do you guys think then? Do we deaccelerate the construction of the aircraft carriers? Yeah. Right, we'll open the game up in windowed again. There we go. Yeah, the destroyers would be very nice. Yeah, we'll take a look at this now, actually. Actually, to be fair, I do want to check that. I really need the supply of these areas. I think it's going to be a case it's going to take some time. Okay, this one isn't too far away. It's really goofy when I need that supply, when I need to start building it. Obviously, it needs to be built up across the board, but hey. We have started conversion of ships. I'm going to actually increase that and expand that actually soon. I'd like to convert a few Hoshimis, possibly to AVs, but we definitely need to look at converting some AGs to ammunition ships, to be honest. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take a look then. Let's see, not here. So Yunyo would arrive in 80 days. Where's her sister ship? Yes, Hyo would arrive on the 28th of June, 42. See, I'd be kind of tempted to potentially take a look at it, accelerated maybe the LSD. But then again, I think it's one of these things of where they're all it's all well and good having these RCDs, but if we don't actually have the ability to use them, it's not going to matter, is it? I hold all Type E and F merchants. I hold Yamato and Musashi. Yeah. Oh, Gifu needs the airbase. Is that the issue there? She does have a level 2 airbase, actually. There's a supply limit here of 17,000, so there shouldn't be an issue there. I do really wish there was an ability to sort by class. Not enough, you say? I could build up the airfield, I suppose, if that's going to help. I know there's a big argument for halting the construction of Yamato and Musashi, but I'm going to have them continue. The reason being, I know they're not often used, and it's one of these things, but I'd like to use them. I think they do have a place. I understand the argument about the VPs, but the thing is, I'd like to use them. We do have a base force at Gifu, that's quite enough. It's not a very large one, actually, now that I mention that. Yeah, I can imagine. My main thing is I need the additional patrol boats. Yep, okay, so he's moved submarines over here just outside of Tsushima. That's actually very brave of him. Right, Akakaze. Yep, so we do have the Minakaze APDs. They've arrived. Well, the vast majority of them. There's still a couple to arrive as well. Obviously, we don't want the gunboat there. There seems to be some argument that Gifu doesn't have enough to prevent supply spoilage. Right. So if we were, for example, to conduct a fast transport mission, then how much could we actually handle here? Yeah, 1250. Obviously, there's a couple more to come. That's fairly respectable. I think that's quite nice. I think that's going to come in handy in the future for potentially risky operations. Sounds like a win-win to me. Okay. See, I'm not envisioning using the, to be honest, this is it. It's like with the Yamato. She's not there to really go out and engage the enemy. I'm not going to use her like that. And she's going to be running alongside the actual carriers. She's going to be there for her AA armament. She's going to be there to soak up damage. She's going to be there for the defense of the carriers. We'd never send her out without any air support. Okay. Need to stop that at 300. Did I actually stop the construction of those? Actually, let's go back. I can see from the tracker if I have. Yep, okay, so we did stop that construction last turn. So we're no longer producing the Ki-21 to a Sally and the G4M1 Betty airframes. So we're going to try and build up the engines again so we can actually deal with this situation here. Yamato Sax consumes a lot of fuel. I know. I know she's a big old bird, and I know she's not practical. I know she's crazy. I know she's all this and that. But, this is it. I'm going to have her. In future play-by emails, I'll probably not construct her. But I think this is it. I think we're going to have a bit of fun with this one. We're going to learn from the mistakes here. I know that this is not being conducted well enough to win. I think it's going to be one of those of where we might be able to fight him and give him something to worry about, but I don't think we'll be able to win the campaign here. But we're going to continue. We're going to keep on fighting, see what we can do here, and just find this to absolute last moment, really. We'll see what we can do to surprise him. Iron Duke, you continue to be a ray of sunshine. We'll see. There's always the benefit of Yamato for bombardment, which she can obviously be very effective for. We'll find a way to use her. It'll be interesting. Okay. Now, as far as it goes for this situation, I don't think it's going to be running towards Comac. I think he will be making the run towards either Suva or to Noumea. What we are going to do then is patrol around Noumea. How dare you bring your logic here, Infinite? You're absolutely right, mate. I know, this is it. I'm not saying these arguments are wrong. I'm not saying they are wrong. It's just, I've already admitted that she's not the best. She's crazy, I know this. But I'm gonna have her. Okay, now how do we approach this with the Fiji Cover Force? I'd like to have the Fiji Cover Force head out there and join the force over here. I don't want them to obviously engage in battle, but I don't want them to be left. I don't want them to be left unescorted. So I'm going to decrease that to about 3 hexes. I mean, if battle is joined, I'll be surprised, but I don't know, there might be a battle here, but I think the Allied forces are going to be in a similar rough situation as well. It is a shame that Kiributai has had to be revealed so early. I mean, if they had been attacking, and imagine they would have been going out with the bombs here, so I don't think we would have actually seen the actual torpedoes. Yeah, it would have been really nice if I had a rune, I'm not gonna lie. I do want my toys. And this is it. It's like, I really do love this game. Really do. And as time does go on, I am going to learn more about it. We're going to learn more about it together, aren't we? So this isn't going to be the first and only... Well, I suppose this is the first proper one. But this isn't going to be the last play by email. It's probably the most high profile for the time being, but who knows what the future might hold. But yeah, there's things I'd like to try out in the future. There's ways I'd like to approach things differently. The fish will have fun, yeah. The fish will have an amazing barrier reef. I mean, finding Nemo would have been amazing in Japanese, so here's some potential to that. Okay. See, we did plant our mines over here at Merrick, hoping that they might pay dividends. Well, dividends. Right, so Zuyu's heading back there. Right, what we're going to do then is actually head towards Kamran Bay. I need to try and gather some escorts for this force over here. What we are going to do then is look to take the 65th Brigade. I might take the 65th Brigade to Hokkaido for the time being. As pointed out, obviously we do need to bear in mind the weather. But what I'm thinking is if we have the 65th over this way, possibly in Ominato, possibly in Hokkaido. Well, Hokkaido the island and obviously the city over here at Ominato. Possibly one of these locations, we can obviously have them made ready. Indeed, the Battleship General usually played Allies. It's interesting playing the Allied forces. I just think it's one of these things of, I always really do enjoy the underdog. I think the underdog is what I really love playing. I do like to play the side where it's a grind fest, you're not very likely to win, you're gonna suffer. But I just love the fact of having to learn, I like that. But I think what we're going to do here then is actually call this for today. We're going to have to make a lot of decisions here. It's been a very long replay. Been a very interesting one. I think as far as it goes, there's been a lot that's happened visually. But I think as far as it goes for the most part... Yeah, I mean, Kukong's been secured, so that's good. Right, keep the 65th Brigade in a Southern Resource Area. Well, I mean, you are right, actually. If we can't use them until so-and-so, then that's not too bad. We could potentially use them elsewhere. Nemo's going to touch Yamato's butt, and there's nothing you filthy guys you can do about it. Indeed. Yeah, we'll have to go over this. There's been a lot to process here, sorry. I still think we're set here for the New Caledonia operations. In reality, the 21st Airflux is going to arrive over here. We do have the tanks on the way as well. Fuel's over here as well. So what we may yet do is Kiributai. I might have... So it's going to be interesting as to where we deploy Kiributai. Where do we have Kiributai head? I might have them head towards the enemy over here, but obviously I do want to get involved in a shootout. I think we'd win the shootout. I can imagine we probably would win the shootout, but the thing is I can't do that. I really do not want to get into a surface battle. You get new LCUs, move them forward in 4-2 knockback. Okay, that's good to know. I mean, I could... yeah, okay. We'll chase them down. I'm going to have them head towards truck. Towards safety as well. What we'll do then as well, obviously these forces are going to join them out there. The ships that are in a somewhat functional state or have a decent amount of munitions, and possibly even just enough in the way of AA, will possibly remain with Kidabutai or be transferred to this area. I think it's going to be one of the cases that we need munitions, but I'm not going to throw all of the surface assets out. We'll see what we can use. But, yeah, I'd like to make sure we have some sort of surface asset here. But then again, Kidabutai is going to go ahead and clean house here. They're going to be able to destroy the American forces at sea. And as far as it goes, it's going to be interesting to see what else he might be able to throw at us here on the surface. Because at the end of the day, he's looking towards losing 3 heavy cruisers here. He might have already lost a light cruiser, but one of them was definitely damaged. There's 2 of them that might be gone then in totality. 1 destroyer was sunk during the battle, so another 2 are to be destroyed as well. And that's... yeah. It didn't go as well as I was hoping for. I don't think it went as well as anybody was hoping for. I think it's one of those cases where the Nagato-Matsu unfortunately didn't land the shots that we needed. Had the shots that went into the superstructure actually went into the hulls and actually done sufficient damage, it could have been a different ballpark. Had had the Fiji cover force actually interdicted the American force before it arrived to sink the Kitagawa Maru or to interdict the 61st, then things could have been different. But as far as it goes, yes, we did lose Kashima. Katori was hit quite hard, and the other ships there did take some damage. But as far as it goes, it's acceptable. It would have been nice to have had this done cleanly, but if we take a look at it, we will come out on top of this. The operations over here at New Caledonia will continue, slight delays. Importantly, the 61st Naval Guard was not sunk at sea, which is very good. Had they been sunk at sea, it would have been harsher results for us there, but we did lose men, don't get me wrong, we did lose a few men there, but they will survive. Importantly, he didn't head on towards Luganville. Things could have been bad had he made it to Luganville. It could have been bad in a number of different ways. But I suppose this is it. We need to respect the fact that these are the results that we got, and we need to just really analyse the facts of what do we do now. Things could have been better, that's true, but they could have also been worse. The good news is, yep, 21st Air Flotilla is going to arrive next turn. It's going to take them some time to unpack and get really set up. But in the next coming days, once we do have an airfield built up, we're going to be able to begin to actually base aircraft down this way. I mean, of course, once we do actually have the air headquarters, though, we're going to have plenty of aviation support as well, ideally. So we're going to be able to look at actually base and increase the number of search planes in this area, look at obviously maintaining them. It's going to be good. It's going to be very interesting, it's going to be a very dynamic campaign down here. We do have our objectives, which is to secure New Caledonia and to ideally secure Fiji. Rabaul will be set upon in the next week or 2. From there, we'll move on from Rabaul, we'll move on to securing Port Moresby. I mean, the Australian de Canberra, the New Orleans, Perth, and Ceres, the 3 destroyers there. They won't be there to oppose the landings at Rabaul, they won't be there to oppose the landings at Port Moresby. We've seen one of THG's carriers. As far as I can tell, it seems like one carrier. But then again, 40 dive bombers did seem to be too strong of a force for one carrier. Then again, I'm not entirely sure. I think they might carry 2 squadrons of dive bombers, but I think it would be 1 squadron of dive bombers, 1 squadron of torpedo bombers, and 1 squadron of fighters. So it might be all 3 of the carriers. He might have detached 2 carriers potentially to hit Midway. But as far as it goes for the strike on Midway, he hit the port there, which did do a slight bit of damage to the port there. But ultimately, nothing much. I do have I-4 here nearby. Supposedly 5 ships over here. We're going to see what's going to happen. But I do hope you guys have enjoyed this, and if you have enjoyed this, please do consider supporting the channel. You can do this in a number of ways. The best way is, at the moment, really, it depends really. If you guys would wish to back me on Patreon, that'd be fantastic. Or via PayPal. I mean, whichever way would work for you would be amazing. But I have just got a new arrival of prints. So I do have... Let's take a look. Yep. So I do have now 9 A1 sized prints over here, and I do have 20 A2 sized prints available. So if you guys would like to go ahead and support the channel and also get yourself a fine ass print, you can do so by contacting me on Discord. Now the A1s are £30 and £5 post and packaging. The A2s are £25 and £5 post and packaging. As I go on, I will look to make this cheaper. But yeah, the way to look at this is it will help to support the channel. And it will also help to pay for new prints in the future. I'm going to look at a few more designs to try and commission in the future as well. So that is my shilling over. I do hope you guys indulge that. Thank you so very much for watching. I do hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've enjoyed this so very much. And I'm going to look forward to bringing the next part. We have a few decisions to a few decisions here to make. It's going to be very, very interesting. Until next time, thank you and goodbye, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great evening or day. Goodbye for now.